As an executive function coach, I'm going to talk to you about the number one most important thing, at least as far as I'm concerned. Solo parents, teachers, therapists, coaches, anybody who's interested in supporting kids with executive function challenges. It's 10 days to TIFOS. We got TIFOS 25 coming up in a few days, and it's me, Seth Perler. If you haven't registered, go to executivefunctionsummit.com. We got a free summit coming up this August. So excited to present this to you, but as we're doing 10 days to TIFOS, I'm going to talk right now about the number one most important thing. What the heck does that mean? So, for parents, and I would argue anybody else, but when I talk about the most important thing, every time I do a public presentation, I have a final slide that just says the most important thing. And a lot of times when I'm talking, I talk about the most important thing. And the reason I talk about I'm going to tell you three things about this most important thing in just a moment. But the reason I talk about the most important thing is because I think that we often focus on what is not most important. People focus too much on behavior. Is my child behaving correctly? Are they getting good grades? Are they doing what they're supposed to be doing? So we get sort of diverted or misguided, or our attention goes almost too much to some of these other things. While they may be important, they're not the most important thing. So what is the most important thing? So after I've done a big talk and I've been speaking for an hour and a half, and I'm explaining things and teaching about executive function, how to support your kiddo, I always come back to what is the most important thing. And as far as I am concerned, the number one most important thing is relationship. Your relationship with your child, our relationships with each other, the relationships with the people in our lives that we care about. And again, obviously, in this case, your relationship with your child. That is the most important thing. That trumps everything else. Now, sometimes I'll lump that together with something else called mental health. So I'll say the most important thing, or the most important things, are your relationship with your child, the relationship, and mental health. All right, here's what we got. I got three ideas about the relationship that I'm going to break down for you. Number one, when we're talking about relationship being the most important thing and why it's so important, number one is because of attachment. So if you want something to learn about and study and go down rabbit holes that will help you and your spouse, if it's a two-parent family, your partner, your co-parent, other people in your family, your friends, and your relationship with your child, learning about something called attachment theory is incredibly important. So the reason that, as far as why relationship is so important, is because it has everything to do with attachment, which is how we attach with each other. We human beings connect with each other. We are attached to each other, and we want to have good people, good relationships in our life, that people that we're attached to. When we have what's called secure attachment, we can have either basically secure or insecure. When we have secure attachment, we feel safe, we feel seen, we feel heard, we feel known, we feel understood. So think of this really easily. You can think about your parents. Did you feel like your parents see you or saw you? Do you feel heard by them, understood, known? Do you feel like they have your back? Think about your friends or people who used to be your friends and are no longer. If there's somebody who's no longer your friend, it's because at some point you both didn't feel seen or heard or understood or known by each other. Think about your employer or your veterinarian or your dentist. You're not going to go to a dentist or a mechanic even if you don't feel seen. Now that's a situation where it's pretty easy to change. If you don't feel seen or heard by your dentist, you're going to another one. Or your mechanic, you're going to another one. Okay, so those are very easy cases. But when it comes to other people in our lives, those are more complicated. But with our kids, what we want to do is we want to have the most secure attachment as possible. Not insecure, which has to do with something called anxious and avoidant. And those are two basic breakdowns. There's a lot in attachment theory. But basically, we want our kids to feel secure with us, not insecure with us. It is that is part of why a relationship is the most important thing. This leads into the second thing, but the second reason that I talk about relationship being the most important thing is if you want to help your kid with executive function and you're building healthy, strong attachment, you're also helping your child have better emotional regulation. Their nervous system knows that your nervous system is there for them, that you're there for them, that they can feel seen and heard. Doesn't mean you agree on everything, but your child knows that you've got their back, knows that they can come to you about anything, knows that they feel seen and heard and known and understood by you. and their nervous system, their ability to regulate emotion gets stronger and stronger. They have better tools for regulating emotion. So the relationship is also the most important thing because it helps our kids have stronger emotional regulation skills, that their nervous system is has a better ability to work in this world, to live in this world. And number three, the reason that I think that that relationship is the number one most important thing in the world is because time is precious. Every day we have is precious. This life is a gift. We have today. That's all we know. We have today. And what I hear from parents is how quickly their child's childhood goes by. Their child was just 3 years old. Now they're six. Their child's already in fifth grade. Their child's already in middle school. They're already in high school. They're already 18 and moving out of the house. And they may or may not live in the house again. But that, how did that happen so fast? And time is so precious, so precious. So those are the three reasons that I think that that the most important thing is relationship. Is one is attachment theory, two is the nervous system and emotional regulation, and three is just how precious every day is, and how precious time is, and how this is such a gift. And the time, the quality time that we spend with our kiddos, it's so important to be present for that. So I want to end though with an action. So those are the three reasons I think it's so important, but what can you do about it? And having thought about this for years, what I think is a really great action that we can do is to consciously plan quality time with your child in a few different ways. Consciously plan quality time. Put it in your calendar, put it in your planner, put it in your agenda in a few ways. One way is consciously plan it in terms of an attachment theory. They talk about transitions. When you come home, how do you greet your kids? Hey, what's up? You know, do you have a great way of reconnecting? When you leave, when they go to school in the morning, do you have a great way of that transition? So when you're coming and going, that sort of, if you're planning your actions, think through how can you make that time special and important. Number two is daily routines or daily rituals for connection. Number three is planning in times that are more random, like, hey, let's hang out on Sunday and do this fun thing together, or let's hang out next week, or let's hang out tonight and do this fun thing together. So it's getting those things in the calendar, like actual present time, quality time, without distractions, without devices, without things like that. And then the last way is traditions, like family traditions. Like, what kind of traditions do you wish you had, or did you have when you were a child, that you would like to do now? How can you co-create with your child traditions? Are they monthly? Are they annually? Are they vacation traditions? Are they every few months? What kind of traditions can you build in that your kid's going to grow up and say, yeah, I remember when I was a kid, we used to do this, and have those fond memories of things that you are consciously taking time right now to think through and to plan and to build out. Anyhow, my name's Seth Perler, 10 Days of TIFOS. If you haven't signed up, go to executivefunctionsummit.com. We air live in a few days here. And the buzz in the Facebook group is starting to get crazy again, super fun. And I'm so glad to present this to you. So parents, thank you for being here. Teachers, educators, coaches, everybody who's here to support kids, thank you for being here. I'll see you in a few days. Take care.